Talk Battle League. Adelaide, we having fun in this heat or what? That was a stupid question. I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors, Chase Dreams, Leave Casualties, The Spot, Port Adelaide, and Clinic 116. I've got a co-host with me to introduce some of the battlers.
Yo, what's the deal? Myths, 456, Adelaide. Are we having a fucking good time in the heat or what?
Yeah!
All right, first off, to my left, battler from Melbourne, introduce yourself.
What up, it's Karni, shout out Sloth Life Clothing, Union Heights. Let's fucking do this, baby.
Yeah. And on my right, representing Adelaide, introduce yourself.
Ness, Kaleidoscopes, 456. Get a lot of his ears, eh?
Oh, and shout out to The Spot for the fade.
Like we said, Karni did win the coin toss. Ness is going to go first. Guys, at the back, Soap. Come on, bro. Hold it down.
Yeah. Real talk, I wanted this battle. But to be honest, I came down a tier or two. You wanted Bronson or Ted. Another Luke trying to take down Imperials. You want to ride off their hype. Because ain't nobody from them same crowds are feeling you, but it's Fortnite. Shit, I pick acts just so I can break down materials. So you're a terrible battler. You're not known for your writtens, you're known for your drinking and your pokies addiction. You've done nothing for the Melbourne scene. Stu's the one that captains that boat that was sinking, but you're on shit hosting duties and walk around acting like you own a division. And I heard you got kicked out of Crown Casino. I mean, what's that fuck about? Act up, that won't be the only place you end up having to stumble out of this drunken lout thinking he can cuss me out. I'll American History X style stomp on him. And make it twice you've been booted from the crown for your gutter mouth, but that's not his only casino story. One time when he was here for an event, he went for a nightcap. Gambling addict thought if he spent $1,000, it would end up as 5 racks. There was no contempt or a price cap, he just fell in the fly trap. It's funny. Luke lost his hand and tumbled out of Sky City like Empire Strikes Back. Whoa! But you're an amateur boxer. Go on, hit me then. Watch the disrespect, because we way past where the city limits end. You in the north now, pussy. And round here we all killers with the pen, and every one of us different with the body like Mr. Men. See, I don't care if he fights, because shit, I'd love to box him. Shit'll turn to Rocky ASAP like, yeah, I got a fucking problem. Nothing stop him. You can't duck or dodge him. Treat him like a kid with it. Hold out each fist like, which is it? Matter of fact, you don't get a fucking option. You a heavy hitter, Karni. Same way you a high roller. Taking shots like a little bitch. You a midget chick with a thigh holster. Have him pull it out, load a mini clip like a side scroller, but I'm in the mood for swinging till my cap's peeled like I'm bipolar. See, I've been jumping in the deep end, getting wet with the bull sharks. You've been jumping into deep debt, getting stretched by the pool sharks. In his defense, he always says that his tools spark, but when you put him to the test, he keeps getting checked like a full mark. One.
Yeah,
Are y'all ready?
Karni, let's get it.
Every 4, 5, 6 months, I get called out by one of these 4, 5, 6 chumps. But I run a Division 2 now, Cam. I'm tired. This has to stop. I'm telling you, know in advance that you're playing triple threat match with Miv, Smack, and DOS. But for now, the saga continues. Team Sega Genesis. Fuck boy, your story tonight is Exodus. My word is gospel on Cam. I don't need DOS Max to turn Ness to a myth. I just get the jump on this chump and I won't let him up. I come out arms swinging, but no McGregor strut. This pipsqueak is mincemeat. My fist squeeze, his lips bleed. Shit, I don't gotta describe the skip scene. Bitch, please, where's your standard? You're just borderline decent. But get swarmed in the opening and won't get no quarter time reset. So guess who's about to lose at home? An Instagram user known simply as Superbones. But he likes to pronounce it as Superbness. I won't, cause that's more an absurd stretch, seeing he done nothing that can pass for superb yet. All he does is rep team self-deprecation to avoid any confrontation. You see, Ness would start shit like, I'd punch you in your face if you wasn't so tall. And I'd tell you to suck my dick if it wasn't so. Holy shit, even only trying to mimic fool can turn a person to overly predictable. And check his face, lemon face. Oh, you mad, Ness? I ain't seen a Brody this sour since Kevin Durant left. Wow. And push the music movement through him? Come on, Cam, how can Ness sell it? The man's got the sex appeal of a cleft palate. And now I think about it, the whole squad looks a little odd. Some skinny, some fat, some tall, and some small. How is there 6 of these cunts and not one that can pass for normal at all? But I got love for Kamira, and I see he needs help. Well, of course you do when your crew looks like a white D-League D12. Who are you, Ness? Swifty McGay? His last film clip was all gaming footage and still no one tried to give it a play. But I'm sure tonight he's gonna take some shots at me. About how I like to take a few shots, then breathe, take a few bombs, then 3, tequila shots, 13, beers to wash away the taste of the shots I see. You may be onto something regarding my struggle with consumption. But please, you better have a lot more tonight stocked for me if you want to have a chance trying to top this fiend, because fuck your drinking bars, gambling bars, and any other challenge that I fight, you're the one who agreed to battle me. Even I know it's irresponsible to gamble with your life.
Round 2 on Ness, let's go.
Did you know his ears are military-grade antennas? Them shits you can see from a mad distance, I bet. That frequency scrambles comms and that frequency jams systems. I bet nicotine's somewhere far away right now feeding this man written, so if it looks like he's choking, he's not. He's just receiving a transmission. Why do I feel like they're looking at me? I mean, why are they just staring like that? Fucking instrumental, his eardrums have their own snare and hi-hat. He brings a whole new meaning to putting your thoughts on a track because he just grabs an earbud, thinks up lyrics, and boom. He's got a whole album recorded on wax. You must be so patient. I mean, I hate when people won't shut up, but you just stay cool and you wait. Because it takes so long to chew his fucking ears off that you go blue in the face. Lucky no one leaked my shit, or I'd be surprised if Dumbo even flew in today. Because if his ears caught wind of what I had, shit, would have blew him away. I bet if your friends ever need a match or a lighter, they just say your name and you come running. Because your ears weren't burning, they were catching on fire. Man, fuck a battle. I'm gonna make sure after this you bound to retire. Luca Brazzi, Luca Karni if it's down to the wire. So fuck your ears, fuck the jokes and the funny shit. I ain't phased, I'll beam Spock to the mothership. Watch your uppercut touch his chin to his upper lip, or I'll fly across stage and dive into his chest like a sunken ship. Fuck a Karni. This sideshow wanna come with that crusty shit. I'll turn him to a Simpsons act and bully this clown's whole camp like Mr. Black. Matter of fact, I got bigger fish to catch. So the rest of your team, I'll just give to Mac and leave money to these pussies like aristocrats. See, real talk keeps giving this man place. That's why I came along and stole his lunch. It ain't a handshake, but I still give him the shoulder bump to let him know what's up. Stick and move. Bitch, I ain't talking about golden gloves, therapist with the blade. I can get you to open up like no one does. See, so for 10 years, you've rocked a Green Day fringe and a gay leather jacket. You're not wearing it now because it's hot. You would have made a way better splash as a stain on a mattress. I'm taking you for everything. That's why I came with the strap to turn Khan to a Kardashian. Black out when I fuck around and rob K with the ratchet. Time.
Make some noise. Second round on Karni, let's go.
Me and Ness have a love-hate relationship. He loves me and I hate him. But there's a reason for my hate of this dweeby little flake. See, last event we were set for a secret match, but he ducked the clash when BK ragged on his top 10. You sad little man. Drop dead. Take a hot guess who's in my top 10. Not Ness. But Khan, some said he's up next. Well, if that's the case, it's safe to say this scene's fucked. I mean, yeah, Ness does remind me of Ted. From something about Mary with his Frank and beans stuck. Shit, you even had the same braces and haircut. Most would be embarrassed, but not B. McFeeters. This gonna be like that scene. You on a gurney after the 1 and a 2 and a we got a bleeder. But on the real, shit talking banter, only reason that he's booked. If he says he cooks, he's frontin'. But it figures if Ness is good for something, it's probably pushing buttons. Push mine, punk. I ain't scared to jump a fake lover or cross-dressing. But cross lines and you'll need a police escort like you got a cock fetish. Always posting his battles, but he only drops losses like, at least I got second. Even Kamira sees that shit and thinks, Ness, you lost. Stop sharing. See, this one punch away from ending like the serious math clash. But I'm broke, so for a couple of bucks, I put these twins in his face like a cheap lap dance. And speaking of twins, there's some messed up shit I heard, bruv. You and Ermac were originally in a set of triplets, until Ermac ate the third one. But on the real, you and Alex's relationship, you can't tell us it ain't strange and shit. But you best watch your mouth and tell Mac to fall back. If Brody keeps playing games, you'll see his bitch go out the window like the start of Mallrats. Little man ain't all that. Your schemes are stretched and don't think we ain't see it, clown. No wonder he likes a dress as the other sex. A verse from Ness, just one giant reach around. I swear it's like proper punchlines you still don't fathom. That's why his writing stays below the scenes like closed captions. And if any of your folks say you dope rapping, then you're talking to fakes like you answered the phone at Moe's Tavern. I mean, seriously, what were you all thinking would happen given this matching? Professional angler versus a dude who just fishes for reactions. Bitch, I'm really snapping. Start giving them some action. If Ness don't entertain, tap his button, lights off. No remote sense of guilt when Ness gets put into a box. No one needs to be consoled. Thank goodness that he's gone. I'm that good Ness, he's gone. From hopeful with his bars to now he's got a broken heart. Different headlights, had his focus on the car. Now you run over, you runs over. You should have known it from the start.
Make some noise! Final round on Ness, let's go.
Yo, Elizabeth, this is a place where you try to crack a smile in the street. They'll grab a knife and they'll carve one in the side of your cheek. Or barely miss your spine when it's sliding your spleen. 7 inches from a disc like a vinyl release, so try it with me. You out of your mind if you talk smack, you want to junk. Come on down to the yard, we all scrapping. Bury money under a tree, I'll Shawshank him. Caught a bag like I portioned a gram into 4 fractions. See, you got no one here to save you. Watch him search around looking for comfort, but he's got no friends left. He replaced them all with bookies and punting. See, he's been trying to fill a void, but addicts aren't aware that they're looking for something, and what matters is a friend when happiness is there at the push of a button. See, I never met anybody more lonelier than that cunt. Catch him at the pub, last call's over and the tab's shut. Have to drag him screaming off the pokies because he act up. Yelling for more chili like Homer with the wax tongue. Yeah. See, he knew the odds didn't favour him, but still he decided to take the risk. So he signed his life away to Dwiz to play with house money. That's the price you paid to take the win, but the way I'm grinding, prize fighters are loot boxes. You thought it was pay to win, you're a gambling addict. But more than anybody, a Karni should know when the game is rigged. See, you've been barking up the wrong tree with a papered chin. Thought you could show me the ropes when you take the ring. I change the game and cage him in, I ain't taking shit. If I figure 4 bars are worth submitting, I'll break his arm. Pass out, woke with his mother by his bed, just to make sure he never gets his battle. One punch will change his past, called out the float like a butterfly effect. See, I got the upper hand. I'll Sun and Skywalker this man, but I'm no Vader. I brought my own saber to try thwart all his plans, but you're thinking he already said that. Well, I'm time warping. As soon as I stick my sword in the stand, which you don't get it. If you don't got the courage to push me, I link to past schemes to try forcing his hand. See, you were rock bottom, get knocked with a finishing elbow or Gorgonite, dead on sight, etched into your headstone. I'll put him back in the gauntlet like infinity gemstones. Ness came with that 30 game like the mini Nintendos.
Yeah. Nice. Last round on Karni, let's go. Yeah.
I swear Ness likes to get around the meth. The way he likes to pipe up every now and then. See, he'll go and tell us all what this scene needs to do, but fails to put in work. So what the scene really needs is less MCs like you. Opinionated jerks who just say we need a build, but got no supplies and won't labor, just like to say what's really real. Well, I'm sorry, but this scene can't run on your good intentions, Ness. Mr. Answer to a question no one's asked yet. Mr. I got a concert on, I'm far too busy then. See, Ness the type to say, come on fam, I need to get a look. Then you ask how he plays from Jan to June. No good, his schedule's booked. You must be the busiest man on earth, Ness. I didn't know the floral industry was cooking like crazy. Well, after today, his job's changed from picking flowers to pushing daisies. This 3rd round, you're getting boxed in. I dare you to wig out and try boxing. Bitch, I'll land more contacts so your eyes and hops in. See, I can turn this from a spirited discussion about your image and its substance to a bit of a concussion in a minute over nothing. Because we cut from different cloth. Ness is cheap cotton. You don't really want to rock it. Plus, it gets ruined as soon as you pop it on. Whereas the cloth I'm cut from, meant for fire. So yeah, it gets stuck into the bottle. That's how you make a Molotov. Whoa. And I swear I'm starting to feel like the local boogeyman of battle rap. Because ever since the match with Cam, I'm only booked to battle cats out of my own habitat. That's cool. I'm a road warrior, mad as Max. All I do is rap and scrap. Your shit is crimes, your rap is scraps. You serve them up, we slap them back. Like, get the fuck out my face if all you really have is that. Meek delivered, weak and timid, cheapened lyrics full of long suggesting, condescending, well-spoken, self-loathing. Tell me, Adelaide, how mean this chump equal. You play around with words, I use them to crush people. And for those who say I'm a piece of shit, cool. But don't get it twisted and start thinking Ness is noble. Watch his match with Pat, add the verse times and check the totals. That shit was booked for 90s. Each round you did close to 3 minutes, but still got burned because every verse was just puns and gimmicks delivered with weak spirit. But at least now 2 battles in a row, in the flesh you get the witness, 2 of the best in this business. I get a check to my hit list, and Ness gets a check how far left he's got to bridge this. Gap between the best and the rest, which is where he's still listed. See, I'm a different type of problem. It's a given that I top him. But now I gotta head back to Brizzy, there's no option. I gotta settle a little business with you, Bronson.
Make some noise, Adelaide.
My man.